Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So look what we picked up, the wife and I. We got one of these Fiat 500es, and we got a sweet deal on it. I'll have to talk about that, but this is the vehicle right here. So far we put just over 500 miles on it. To open it up under here, you pull twice, it will open. The keys in my pocket. If you want to lock it, there you have it. And this is the inside. It's actually fairly spacious up front here. So like I said, this has 554 miles on it. We drove it from Larry H. Miller up in Denver, 46 miles down to Monument. The back seats are only good if for one person, one adult sitting sideways with your legs up on the other seat, part of the seat, one child who is probably up to 12 years, 13 years old for my daughter. Yeah, they'll fit in the back. If you have a chunky kid, no offense, but if you do, they ain't fitting in the back. Nope. Unless their legs are up on the seat and you only have one kid. But yeah, if you have petite children, probably get two back there. I wouldn't even want to deal with a car seat. Nope, no thank you. I don't even know if that would be possible or enjoyable. So it's definitely a two-seater for adults. This is my wife's car for commuting. We kept our gas engines, so don't think, hey, they got electric. They got rid of their gas. No. We kept the gas vehicles. I still have my truck, and we still have a Bronco Sport, and now we have this. This I'm just happy to use because she took the Bronco Sport to work, and this was in the garage, so I was like, okay, it's a sunny day today. I want to take it to work again and maybe do a video. So here's that video I've been wanting to make. So let's check out some things in here. So let's go ahead and turn it on, which is the button right there. So you just press that. And that's accessory mode, basically. That's what comes up and beeps. Put my foot on the brake and press it again. Now it's ready to drive. Other than it is in park. Park is right here. To release park, you press down. To activate, you pull up. You got your modes, so you can push that, and then you can put in normal. You got range, and you got Sherpa, which I still have to look at the directions for that. I don't quite know what Sherpa is, but I usually just leave it in range. Range will give you more regenerative braking to slow you down, to stop you, so it works really good. This comes with 3 months of satellite radio. So if we go sources, we have Sirius XM, you got FM, you got all your stuff, Android Auto, and FM. It has navigation, has it on through Android Auto, but it also has built-in. And my vehicle takes a second. Especially if we click the electric vehicle section. Oh, it popped up quick that time. One time it kind of took a bit. Maybe it was doing an update or something. But this will show you power flow. You can go driving history. You got schedules for charging. You got AC charging level. And you got all that stuff. So that's all good to go. So here's your climate control. I have it off, but you can control stuff here. But what's nice is you can control everything right there too. Here's how you do park, reverse, neutral, and drive. We still have this here. That's how new this vehicle is still. Don't put your key or I guess if you have a wearable key on there, that's the phone charger. Light will blink. It's a cityscape of where the vehicle's made in Italy. You got USB, USB-C, 12 volt, flips up. Pretty big spot right there just to toss the stuff. You got an armrest that is very deep. And wonder if this, nope, I guess nothing up in there. Thought maybe it was a dual one. You can do your volume control mute right here. You have a button on the back of the wheel here, steering wheel, and one on the other side. Navigation is up there. You can make this screen a lot more different settings. Here's trip. Here's, I'm not quite sure what that one is. Tire pressure. Oh, I bet that was navigation. Bunch of settings. I don't want to change them, mess with it too much, but there's a bunch there. Here's the controls on the wheel, the phone, cruise control, and all that good stuff. I really like the dash. I like the size of the screen here. It works really well. You can see it's on Android Auto right now. You got your emergency assist. If you want your light on, in the middle for door or off. Got cute little visors. And yeah, it's a pretty nice vehicle. We're liking it. And then it will tell you for charging. So we have a level 2 at home. I will talk about that probably in another video. To get out, this is kind of silly. It's electronic. So it's a button, but because you need a manual for emergency, it's right there. The same on the passenger side. It's right there. So I think the button thing is stupid. That is one stupid thing. You also have traction control you can turn off. Fog lights, your dimming for the gauge, you know, down and up for brightness. Pull this up and you can move the seat forward or backwards. This is for reclining. If you want to get in the back on this side, you pull that. And of course, it's not going to slide forward because it's the driver's side. Passenger side will actually pull forward. And my coat's back here, but it does have a cup holder right there in the middle. Those seats can flip forward so you can access the trunk and have more storage space. Or hauling space, I guess. Not really storage, right? Hopefully you're not storing shit in your car. Now let's open the hatch. I can find it. There it is. Here, I'll show you that. So you got your backup camera. Actually, I'll clean it while I'm here. And then that's your, to open the latch. The button, I don't know what you call it. Not sure what those are for. You got this like little thing so people don't see in your trunk, I guess. Kind of stupid really, but it's there. It's kind of a quirk. I could see people just getting rid of that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. You do have a spot under here, and you got your fix a flat tire inflator, tow hook, all right there. And if you want to put down the seats, press that button, and there you have it. Put it down. Obviously I'd move the front forward and then put it down and reposition the front seat. And you do have a handle here. If you want to pull that and go like that. To open the charge port, you just go like that. And there you have it. And if you want to check the state, it might not do it with the door open. But at home, we picked the level 2 charger and I wired that in. Passenger side. My daughter leaving stuff in the vehicle. Yeah. A cute little wiper. let's see. So you can open the, well, it's not a frunk. I guess it's the hood because there's no storage. Okay, it's way up there. It's a red lever. So we'll go take a look. I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's that bright yellow. But they put shocks on it. So, you got struts, right? It's a bright lever. They did put struts on the hood. The car is very quiet, as all electrics are, especially driving. So it's very well sound deadening. Washer fluid, that's mainly what you're going to have to access. Here's your 12-volt system. Here's obviously your electric unit. I'm not even going to act like I know what any of this means. But I'll just show it. Obviously that looks like it houses fuses. Looks like we have a coolant system here and the fan. So it still has a fan. Let's say it doesn't have much in the front of cooling, I guess just down here. And then this is where you would put the tow hook. You'd pop this off and screw it in. Huh. Interesting. It's the first time I've looked under here. So here's some labels. Yeah. Looks nice and clean under here. Easy to keep clean, I suppose. If it gets dusty, just pop this open and give it a blast. Obviously not real close. But yeah, a lot of various big connectors. Cool. Let's see, shutting it. Okay, just lightly. Yep. Cool. It's shut. As you can see, the Italian flag right there serves no purpose. Just kind of cool. A little nice touch to remind you that it's Italian. I think the tires look pretty good too. The rims, I think those look pretty good. Clearly drum rear brakes, but I don't know. I don't care. You got front disc. Not that long ago, cars I was driving to start off on as a Generation Xer was front disc, rear drum. Not a big deal. They always worked. So why did we get this vehicle? Well, we got it because A, we have solar in the house. So we can charge at home. We picked the level 2 charger, or we could have $600 in charging credits. Well, that's stupid. So yes, level 2 charger is what they gave us. I wired it into the house. It's that easy. I already had it there. So you basically, if you know what you're doing, you can do it. If you don't, I would obviously hire an expert if you've never messed with wiring, but I've already had stuff there for my welder, and my compressor is a 240 compressor, and my welder is 50 or 60 amp, 50 amp in this 50 amp breaker. So hey, good to go. I'm only going to do one thing at a time, right? If I need a weld, obviously won't have the charge unit plugged in. If I need my air compressor, I will unplug the charge unit and plug in the compressor. It's that easy. So just use one thing at a time. Not a big deal. I can handle that. The deal. So this is a 2-year lease. So 24 months. We opted for 10,000 miles a year. So we have 20,000 miles. We had to pay the tax on the vehicle.
I forget what exactly that was, like 2,400 and something. And then we bought the extra miles. You pay for that in advance. It was 300 and something dollars. It brought the total to like 2,900 and some odd dollars. I don't remember exactly. Had to pay that up front. And our lease per month is zero. Now you have to have over a 700 credit score, I guess. That's what I understood from TFL truck YouTube channel. And this is a Colorado. You have to be a resident of Colorado. You're signing over all the rebates that you would get back. The dealer gets those. The residual to buy this out is like 19,000 some odd dollars. I don't know. I don't think horrible, but how many are these going to be returning? They were ordering these by the hundreds, so if they have all these returns, I'm guessing you could probably haggle a pretty good deal in 2 years from now, of the beginning of 2025, and you're probably going to be able to pick one of these up that has like 20,000 miles or less, because the original deal is 7,500 miles a year, but we wanted at least 10,000 for commuting. That just made sense. Keeping the other vehicle, be able to stay within that anyways, even if we had to park this for a month or whatever near the end, or we just say we like it, daughter's getting close to driving age, we'll just go ahead and buy it. So I didn't get the extra damage coverage and all that BS. We have good insurance, and I'm not going to pay extra for damaging stuff when I'll just buy the vehicle. Worst case is I would just buy the vehicle. Not a big deal. We own all our vehicles. We haven't had a lease forever, so this is like our first lease in over 10 years, probably 15 years now. So we'll see how it goes. I think leasing an electric vehicle is probably the way to go, just because it is new technology, things are changing, and you can always return it. Or worst case is you buy it at the end. I don't know. People make like leasing like, oh my God, for buying it at the end. Well, just buy it at the end. Worst case. So for us, it made a lot of sense to go ahead and pick this up. The wife can use it for commuting. I could use her Bronco Sport for coming to work because I work a lot closer to home. And it would save me from using the truck and burning more fuel, because the Bronco Sport gets a lot better gas mileage than my truck does in worst cases. Or I use this if this is sitting at home. Charging is quick with a level 2 charger. It's not that slow, so that's pretty cool. We really like that. I mean, that's a good thing. If you get the 110, man, yeah, you'll be charging all night. It would make no sense really. And they had the level 1 in here, which is just a small thing, but the guy like noticed it and took it out and goes, oh no, you don't get both or something. I don't know. Larry H. Miller, I will say, it was pretty easy to deal with. I don't know, the sales guy didn't seem to like when I mentioned YouTube. That was kind of odd to me. That's why I haven't really made this video, because I didn't know how to approach that, but I'm just going to tell you how it was. Saw the deal on TFL Truck on YouTube. They did a whole thing on it. I put my name on the list. Getting on the list was a little difficult. Then the sales guy, we went in, he goes, hey, where are you going to use the vehicle for? He asked the question, and then I said, I probably mentioned it, but I do YouTube also for fun, so I'll probably use it a little for YouTube. She's going to use it for commuting. And when I said I use it for YouTube, he goes, I don't care. It was a very rude how he said it. I was just like, whoa, hold on, buddy. God, calm down, You can do whatever you want with it, We'll probably, you might have to sign a release or something. I was like, what are you talking about? He went on for a saying. He was like, oh, no, I guess that would be if we're going to use the vehicle for filming. Yeah, that's not for you. I was like, yeah, no kidding. But yeah, he was really weird about the whole YouTube aspect of things. I was just like, okay, yeah, that was weird. So, but otherwise, the manager there was great. The finance guy was no pressure, was fine. We went and had lunch and came back, they called us and like, hey, you're next up. Are you going to be like, yes, we're coming back. Like, and we went back and did the paperwork, and that was only a negative part about the dealer, was that they only had one finance guy. I don't know if that's normal. That was kind of a pain, because it's like, I don't want to spend all day there. I felt like we spent longer than we should have, but not as long as some other dealers in the past, in my past of dealing with dealers. So it went pretty smoothly. The wife is like a very, like 800 credit score, so it's like not a big deal. Bada boom, bada bing, approved. It took a while to set things up too, for the phone, for the car. We had him go through the fast process of things on the car, but he went through it. And that kind of takes time, because I want to show you all the technological stuff, and like, oh, here's this setting, this thing. And there are a ton of settings in this car: turning this on, turning this off, turning whatever you want on, off. You can do a bunch of stuff, customize. So that's pretty nice. That you can do all those settings and turn things on and off. And the sales guy seemed pretty knowledgeable about all that stuff for being an older guy. So that was pretty cool too, because, sometimes the older generation doesn't quite understand the electric vehicles. Yeah, we're loving the vehicle. I'm loving it so far. It's fun to drive. I don't like that it's not tinted windows, and it's a lease, but I think I'm just going to go pay, get it tinted. And like I said, I'm not worried about worst case is I'll remove the tint. Well, I decided to come back in. It was getting a little hot in the car, being that it doesn't have tint, as I was just getting into. But yes, we really like the vehicle. I'm going to have some driving videos. I will do updates on if we need to do anything, warranty, anything. I'll do probably a video on the level 2 charger at home, how I connected it, and how it's working so far, which is awesome, and just how that works. And then we'll probably do a video on, charging it at like a Tesla charger or a whatever charger, wherever I can find something, and just see how much it costs, how fast does it charge, etc., etc. Is it a vehicle where you're taking across country? No. You're getting at best 150-mile range. Honestly, with the high speeds in Colorado, you're probably not getting 150 miles if you're doing 80, 85 miles an hour to keep with the flow of traffic. And if you have the AC on or the heater on and this and that. Now, being that it's a smaller space, I notice I don't really need the heater on. My body tends to warm the space pretty dang well. Today, though, for example, I needed the AC on, so it's hot. And that's why I said do the windows, because, do some ceramic tinting, and that way just kind of keep the cab cool so it's not so hot and so toasty. So I have a guy, I can't imagine that costing a couple $100. It probably won't cost much at all. At least that's how he was not that long ago. A couple years. Yeah, I guess it's been like 3 years now for the Bronco Sport. But yeah, so we'll see. And I don't care, it's a lease. It just makes sense to do. And I'll bring you more. I'll bring you more videos as I use the vehicle and driving the vehicle and all that, and just give you feedback, because I like making real videos for real people versus dedicated automotive channels that they're going to tell you everything's the best thing since sliced bread, because, well, they want to keep their manufacturers happy, so they get free vehicles to use and stuff. Even if they buy something, subconsciously they have to say, they can't be like, well, Fiat sucks. They just can't do that, because if they do that, then that's just, they're not going to ever get a Fiat to review, because they're an automotive channel. They're reviewing products. That's what they're doing. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying subconsciously, when you have a channel like that, you're going to always give a fairly good, it would have to be so bad. And even then, I think they would just not say anything, then say that it was that bad. I tell you the truth. So y'all take care, y'all stay well, and I'll be bringing you more videos on this Fiat 500e. Y'all take care, stay well.